One of the biggest obstacles I've noticed while at Lexitas is that sponsors have trouble getting their drug manufactured on time. And really, the way I think we can work together is just keep everyone on the same page, have discussions about what our timelines, what our expectations, and together we can get everything done on time.
One of the biggest obstacles we're seeing now is related to finding the right sites for the study and also finding the right patients. It's taken a turn over the last couple years, and so the areas of focus are different now than they were pre-COVID. Sites have a lot of opportunities for research, and so they are able to be more selective with the trials they choose to participate in. So one way that we try to work through that with the sponsors is making sure that the protocol has the patient population along with the site ease of delivery of that clinical trial in mind when they're developing it. So we like to make the protocol as simple as possible while collecting all the necessary data for the sponsor.
The sponsor really needs to think about the same things that I'm thinking about. And if we're going to have a clinical coordinator who does a good job, we need to be able to support that person and not frighten them off with just long lists of things, but make sure you're attending to the things that are important to them and the questions they have. So that's something a CRA who works with a CRO can help with. The other is thinking about the recruitment. To just say, recruit more isn't really all that helpful. They need to see what other sites have done. Perhaps there's some ideas from other sites, or maybe even consider advertising or even internet advertising to get the appropriate patients. So they really need to brainstorm that, and I'm not sure that's always done in advance of the start of the clinical trial.
I think it's important that sponsors are realistic when they look at recruitment rates, and that comes with choosing the right trial sites and the right PIs to run their studies. And I think how sponsors and CROs can best work together is to collaborate on those things and be really realistic, as they look to sites and enrollment rates.
I think the most important thing for sponsors when they're planning their clinical research study is balancing time, quality, and cost. So, they want to have the best quality study possible, high data integrity, good quality data, prioritizing patient safety. They want to do it within a reasonable budget, within a planned budget, and they also want to do it quickly. And I think for those of us on the business side, what we're taught is you can have something fast, you can have something good, or you can have something cheap. You have to pick two, but you're never going to get all three. And I think the optimal thing for sponsors is to not compromise and to find a CRO partner who's willing to work with you so that you can have all of those three things for your study. You can have a top quality study, you can have it delivered on budget and on time.
I think there's a lot of different macro trends that are affecting ophthalmology sponsors right now. I'd be remiss if I didn't discuss the funding constraints that many of you are facing. I'd also be remiss if I didn't discuss the fact that across our research centers worldwide, there is a resource shortage of skilled technicians, skilled clinical research coordinators, skilled physician researchers. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't discuss the complexity that clinical trials are now facing, be it the types of technology that we're entrusting to execute our trials, or the complexity of capturing the clinical endpoints, primary or secondary. So when I think about what's affecting the work that you do, it's the fact that it's moving at a faster pace and with more complexity. And that in itself creates a challenging environment for many of our sponsors.